What's up, girl bosses? We have new Shadow of Intent. This is the Migrant, also known as my mother. This is very, very exciting. We last heard their album Elegy, which dropped last year. Fantastic album, but they deviated from deathcore. They went kind of death metal with it, and there were few, if any, breakdowns. So curious what this sounds like, how they're progressing their sound. I'm excited to get right into it. Before we get into it, I'm dropping an EP in like a few hours, in like 3 hours. So by now, when you're seeing this, it's probably out. It's called Wraith from my project Sunscourge. I do all the instrumentals, and on it are Devin from Worm Shepherd, Johnny from Carcosa, Blake Mullins from Disembodied Tyrant. Those are the features, and they aren't just parts of the song. They each do the entirety of a song on that EP. I'm very excited to finally have it out. Go check it out. You can go check it out using my social media links in the description down below. You can also check me out on social media, and I would appreciate if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's free, helps Anton, helps you find new music. That spiel was real long, but I say we get into it. The Migrant. I drank fancy because I knew we'd get some phonics. This feels like a return to Reclaimer. They're deathcore again! Nice. Okay, word. Powerful chorus too. It's kind of crazy how close this is to Lorna Shore. Not that they're copying them, but Lorna and Shadow of Intent have had similar sounds, just one is more black metal. That's like kind of necrophagist. Smooth transition into that. Oh, it's getting a little gooey in here. A little slimy. Oh, that was the Migrant, everybody. It's kind of crazy because I found Lorna Shore and Shadow of Intent at the same time, and it's interesting how their symphonic elements kind of parallel. You know, it's a similar breed of like symphonic influence, which I find fascinating. I mean, both Ben and Adam D'Amico of Lorna Shore, they both love Dimmu Borgir. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? But it is interesting to see how these manifest. Except Lorna Shore has the more black, has black metal influence, period, versus Shadow Intent. It's like more death metal, but you know, they dabble from other things. It seems like, you know, they made a death metal album with Elegy, and then took all that saved up deathcore and just fucking came all over this song. How fantastic, how juicy, how slimy, how grimy. Yeah, it's really interesting. We even had some like Necrophagist riffs in there, and Lorna Shore also has some Necrophagist inspired riffs. It was like a very similar manifestation of symphonic deathcore, but they've been doing it for like equal amounts of time. It's interesting, you know, the way the symphonic sound is like very similar, almost like convergent, because like if you have like similar influences, that's gonna happen. But it's like they kind of parallel each other, and that Lorna Shore is that sort of symphonic deathcore for people who like black metal, versus Shadow of Intent's more for people who like just straight up death metal. But who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? You like both if you like one. It's really interesting. Only recently have I been like, you know, looking back at some of Shadow of Intent's older stuff. You know, when you really think about it, you know, it's very similar how the Lorna sound and the Shadow of Intent sound has manifested. It's very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that take. What do you think about it? But yeah, fantastic song. That was just like ballistic. And I know, like, you know, people lose their shit over the breakdowns, but you know, this song was so much more than that. You know, the symphonics, the chorus, the verses leading in, you know, really nice diversity from Ben's voice. Like Ben, I keep saying Ben Dwyer, but apparently it's Doer. Like he does things. Apparently, he's got nice lips. Got nice lips. You know, great riffing. Like I said, there's some Necrophagist influence in there. Fantastic symphonics. Like, it was lit. And I hate to say this, but I feel like I do prefer this song from anything on the Reclaimer. The Reclaimer? Sorry, Elegy. What am I saying? From Reclaimer. Let me see. Shit, dude. From Elegy. My favorite song on Elegy was... It was like the last one. Yeah, Elegy 3, Overcome. Speaking of which, they said come. But I don't know. It's just different songs, right? Because this was a deathcore song. Those songs were more death metal, like Story and King, The Coming Fire. They said come. Of Fury, Fantastic, and Sensified Genocide, but more on the death metal side of influence. This was more deathcore, you know, more goofy noises. Versus I feel like Elegy had a little more composed. It was a little more like, oh, we are refined. We do death metal in the modern era. This was more like goofy obelistic, and I kind of like goofy obelistic. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this track. I love it. That was really good stuff. Kind of touching on some of the older Shadow of Intent. Some of the newer stuff that they cultivated with Elegy. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. They can't make a bad song. But yeah, Shadow of Intent, Lorna Shore, Brand of Sacrifice, Distant. These are all bands that got me into deathcore, which is really interesting. And just like, you know, now I've been listening for a bit. It's cool to see them like just like test the limits of their sound. It feels like this might have been like a one-off single. I hope not, but it seems like, honestly, they're probably building to an EP next. But it seems like this next EP, they might just go goofy, if it is in fact an EP to begin with. But curious what you guys think of this song. What do you think of me drawing parallels between Lorna Shore and Shadow of Intent? Maybe that's controversial. I don't know, but I hear it. I feel like I've heard it for a minute. Curious what you guys think. Wraith. Second EP from Sunscourge, my project, drops tonight. It's very black metal. Very black metal. So check it out, please. I'd appreciate it.